Welcome to Iconic Movie Reviews. My name is Shane, and today I'm going to be reviewing Halloween. So I went and saw this movie last night, my daughter and my son. And let me tell you, it was a pretty good movie. I liked it. Was it the best movie out there? No. Is it A Star is Born? No. But it was pretty good. I had fun. The jump scares were kept to a minimal. And just so you know, the first half of this video is going to be non-spoilers. The second half is going to have spoilers in it, so I'll make sure and give you lots of notice. Right? So don't worry about that. Okay, so non-spoilers. What did I like about this movie? I liked the music, which was composed by John Carpenter. I thought that was a nice tribute to the original. It felt like the original, all that kind of stuff. Love that. I love the kills, even though it sounds kind of weird to say that, but that's what Michael Myers does, is he kills people. And he does it, and he is a bad guy. He is a villain that you root against. You do not want this guy to win, ever. This is a bad guy. Make no means about it. And I think in some of the other Halloween movies, they kind of made it like he's like an anti-hero, but almost like you like him because he's killing guys that you don't like. This one, he is killing innocent people, including young teenagers, I guess, if you will, or whatever. So I'll get into more of that in the spoilers. But overall, I thought the pacing was pretty good of the movie. There's a couple of times where you're like, it kind of felt a little bit forced, like some of the humor. There's a couple of times where I'm like, I'm laughing, but should I be laughing right now? And then, oh, there's something horrific coming next. So that part was a little bit confusing to me. The ending was fantastic. I thought it was a great ending. Some things I didn't see coming, all that kind of stuff. So I don't want to spoil it, but I'm going to give you my rating out of 10. Right now, I'm going to say it's about a 6.5 or a 7. Things that I didn't like about this movie. We see it in the trailer. They show too damn much of this movie in the trailers. That's the thing that I didn't like. And it's my fault, because I do live reaction trailers, and they show too much. Because the scenes that were scary in the trailer were not so scary in the movie, because you're waiting for it to happen. Jamie Lee Curtis, I thought, was fantastic, reprising her role as Laurie Strode. Thought she was great. I thought Judy Green did a good job as her daughter Karen. You might know Judy Green from Jurassic World. There's one scene where she tells her kids, if you see a dinosaur or something scary, run. She should have used that same philosophy in this movie. If you see a serial killer out in the streets, run. There's actually a couple of guys that played Michael Myers. They call, in IMDb, they call him the Shape. So that was their role, is to give you the shape of the figure, Michael Myers. So Nick Castle and James Jude Courtney, these are the two guys. One guy, I guess, was more of the stunt guy. And the other guy was the older looking guy that they show at the prison without the mask. So I thought those guys nailed it. They did really good. Other supporting actors like Vicky, the babysitter, I thought she did a great job, and her boyfriend. And several of the young kids thought it was great. David Gordon Green did a good job in this movie, okay? I think he did, with what he was given, he did a great job. And he even had a little bit of input from John Carpenter, although John Carpenter said he was mostly hands-off. He wanted this to be David's movie. And I think everyone could agree this was David's movie. They wanted a little bit of humor. They wanted a little bit of seriousness. They wanted a little bit of gore, that kind of stuff. They got it all. So I think from that perspective, they got it right. What didn't I like about this? What I didn't like, without spoiling it, is these are the dumbest people in the world. I'm telling you, everybody in that town is dumb. One, they still celebrate Halloween 40 years later. If I was the mayor, I would have banned Halloween, period. Two, they don't believe Laurie. They don't believe that Michael is the boogeyman. He is the boogeyman. Like, come on. So that part bothered me. Nobody believed Laurie. Laurie was treated like a crazy person. And she kind of reminded me a little bit of Linda Hamilton's character in Terminator, where she was training, getting all buff and everything, and people thought she was crazy. So kind of had that feeling. But the kills, everything in this movie, they were scary. There wasn't a lot of jump scares. I was expecting a lot more. And again, I don't know if it's because I watched a lot of the trailers leading up to this, but there was a couple of times where I jumped and my daughter's like, stop. Like, why do you have to jump all the time? It's probably making the guy beside me a little bit annoyed as well. But I did not spill my pop or my popcorn. I'm very proud of that. All right, so that's all I will say about that movie. So now, let's get into the spoilers. And like I said, these are the dumbest people in the world. So you've been warned, spoilers, okay? Stop watching this. We're in spoiler territory. Michael kills people with extreme prejudice, and it's pretty gruesome. There's a lot of things that he does that disturb me. One lady, he basically hit her head against the window pane and then stabs her. Like, he's doing a lot of, almost felt like a little bit like John Wick, where couple of shots, you know, a couple of chokes or armbar and then headshot. This guy would do something like throw him up against the wall and then impale him. The part that I didn't like, well, there's a few parts, but like with the chiclets, when he took his hand over the bathroom stall, and we see that in the trailer, it didn't bother me, but it was very disturbing to see all the chiclets fall onto the floor. I didn't like it, but again, it's because it's disturbing, so I didn't understand why he needed to grab the chiclets, and I guess that's what he does, is he invokes fear in women that are peeing in the bathroom. I think that's where you're at your most vulnerable, when you're in a stall, sitting there, and some guy's trying to get into the stall. So that part worked. It's just very disturbing. Some parts that I thought were maybe missed, they were good, but maybe they missed on them, was the babysitter, which was Vicky, and the little guy. What's his name? Julian, the little guy. He was great. I thought he was funny. I was laughing. And then when he said, there's a boogeyman staring at me, all of a sudden I'm like, oh man, don't die. And when the babysitter got, I think that's what works in this movie, is they introduce these characters really quick. But I didn't want any of them to be killed by Michael Myers, except maybe the journalist, and that's loose. Like, I didn't want them to be killed the way that they did. I don't think anybody deserves to be killed by Michael Myers. But a lot of times I was like, see what you get, you dummy? You're so dumb. You started this mess and now Michael finished it. That's how I felt. But with these kids and teenagers and stuff, I'm like, man, you guys, get out of town. Like, why are you still here? Why are you celebrating Halloween? If I was the mayor, we'd be celebrating Christmas and Thanksgiving every single day. Every day, singing Christmas songs, Kumbaya, all that stuff. No Halloween, no costumes, all that kind of stuff because of what Michael did. That's just me. So yeah, these are back. I keep going back to these are the dumbest people in the world, because it starts off with the journalist and his sidekick going to this penitentiary. Why on God's green earth would they ever go and harass poor little Michael Myers? He's okay there. Just leave him rot in that prison. You don't need to transfer him. Let him rot. But no, they got to egg him on. Hey, look at the mask. Look at the mask. You feel anything? Stupid. These are dumb people. And the officers are dumb. All of them. All the police are dumb in this movie. I don't know what it is, but they're all dumb. They're drinking some kind of water that makes them dumb. For some reason, whenever there's something happening, like the truck scene or the bus scene where the bus crashes and all these convicts get out, and there's a scene where a dad pulls up with his son and they're talking about hunting, and he's like, I want to do piano or dancing lessons. I really miss dancing and all this stuff. And they come upon a scene of crazies walking around, and I knew just by looking at it, they're crazy, because one guy actually bumps into the side of the door. And I'd be like, yeah, sorry son, you're going to learn a valuable lesson here, and we're just going to keep driving. We're going to close our eyes, and we're going to pretend that this never happened. Boom. Great lesson, Dad. Awesome. But no, what he does instead is he says, son, you radio for help. I'm going to get out of the vehicle and I'm going to go see what's going on. Maybe I can give CPR to some of these inmates and help them out. And then he dies. And then the son decides, oh, I'm going to get a gun and I'm going to go out there and I'm going to go and see what's going on. And of course, he's got to go into a bus with the gun. And I'm like, don't go into the bus. Don't go. And he goes into the bus anyway. Guy sits up. Bam, blasts him. Turns out it's a doctor. Shoots him right in the shoulder. Kids and guns don't belong. Sorry, they don't. There's an advocate right there for not having guns with kids. Doesn't work. They shoot doctors. Anyways, it's just crazy. It's crazy. The whole town is crazy. And they laugh at Laurie, and she's the only one that makes any sense. She's training all this kind of stuff. And it pays off at the end of the movie because at the end she has a safe house and she basically lures Michael to that house. And lo and behold, it's not really a safe house. It's actually a trap. And I love the ending. I love that. I love the way that they played it out. I thought it was great that they captured Michael. And I thought it was great that they torched him. Goodbye, Michael. Good riddance. You don't need to be around anymore on this earth. You're causing too much harm. You can't be rehabilitated. I'm sorry if that sounds a little bit harsh for a person like Michael Myers. Maybe we need to go into his family background, check out his history and all this stuff. I say no. Nope. Erase that guy. You know what I would do next time if he decides to come back? Is I wouldn't shoot him. I would take him, I'd capture him, get a bunch of guys, bunch of burly guys, grab him, throw him into a wood chipper. Just grind him up. Boom. Take all those buckets and then go over to the ocean. Throw it in where the sharks can eat it. They can eat Michael till the sun comes up, whatever. That's what I think of Michael Myers. Chew him up, spit him out, do whatever you got to do best. And then he's gone. That's it. He's gone. Don't go back to the penitentiary. Don't egg this guy on. Just don't. Stay away from it. Don't have Halloween. All that kind of stuff. Whew, I'm exhausted. So that's my review of this movie. If you haven't seen it yet, let me know your thoughts. Are you going to go see it? Are you going to wait and watch it on a rental? If you've seen it, please feel free to comment below. Let me know your thoughts as well. What do you think? And yeah, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please subscribe. And if you like this video, give it a like, share it, all that fun stuff. Thanks for watching.